Hi, my name is Rich Giordano. I am a UFO hunter or skywatcher, whatever term you want to use, that's fine with me. I just wanted to give a little background to my story as a UFO hunter and researcher. Back in 2004, I had eye surgery, the laser surgery, where you can see perfectly. And the lasers worked great. Didn't have any problems afterwards. Even to this day in 2021, my vision is still almost 100%. With that being said, I saw something in the sky a few months after I had my surgery, and I was with my wife, and when we first saw it on April 15th, I went outside the next day, our night, and saw pretty much the same type of lights we saw the night before. It got me excited, but not overly excited, to the point where I was automatically believing I was seeing UFOs. I just saw something that I couldn't explain. So after the second night, I went online and I typed in UFOs over Phoenix to see if anybody else saw anything within that day or previous days leading up to what we saw. I didn't see any reports, but I did see a website, ufosoverphoenix.com, which is owned by Skywatcher Jeff Willis. I emailed him and he got back to me and told me some tips on how to really see UFOs, and I tried them and saw some unusual things, but nothing I would call off-world vehicles or back-engineered alien craft technology. Nonetheless, I was hooked, and I started videotaping every night. I had my sister's camera at the time, so I didn't have my own yet, but I did wind up recording a triangular craft in late June that year. With that, it got me even more hooked. I started going online, seeing what other people were doing to capture UFOs, and I purchased a camera. I already had great binoculars, and the hunt was on. Seeing white dots in the sky at a distance could be anything from birds, balloons, even planes, and all sorts of things that are up in the sky. Back then, there were no drones for the consumer, so we can't say that was part of the experience back then, thank God. Nonetheless, I was seeing things at an exceptional rate. Because of my eyesight, I was able to look at the sky like nobody's business. I had 20/15 vision, better than normal, and between you and me, it was exciting. It was addicting, and I didn't want it to stop. I was capturing a few things here and there, sending them to popular UFO websites. Some of them are still functioning, some of them are now gone or bought out. A couple of months goes by, and it's August, and I worked downtown at the time in a tall building for Phoenix, and on the weekend I went downtown because Phoenix is empty on the weekends downtown, at least back then it was. Not a lot of traffic, and I figured I could go to the parking garage where I worked, being that it would be empty on a Saturday, or was it a Sunday? I can't remember the day exact, but it was the weekend. I went up to the 4th level of a 5-level parking garage, and started videotaping anything I could see. I left after a half hour, realizing, because it was hot that day, it was August in summer, I think it was 108 degrees, and I went downstairs to outside the parking garage, whatever. So I went across the street and I saw a white dot in the sky heading my way. And I started recording it. And I'm scanning the sky as I'm recording this object. I have my camera on the tripod. And I'm looking around and I see another white object heading right towards us. I say us, me and the camera. But I saw an object in the opposite direction heading towards my direction, towards the other white object. I called my friend, and as the phone is ringing, I see somebody maybe 600, 700 feet away on the opposite corner. And this person is recording. I see he's got a tripod, and my friend picks up the phone, and we were talking, and I go, hey, there's another guy doing what I'm doing. Maybe they're watching me, seeing what I'm doing. You know, you read these stories online about people who see UFOs and are visited by the Men in Black. I wasn't, but there have been some weird things happening that I won't get into now, but it may have been part of paranoia. I don't know. But my wife was a witness at the time, so I will put the paranoia label to the side just for now. But as I'm recording this guy, I noticed he's recording me. He's got his camera pointed right at me, as you can see in this video clip. And my friend goes, just record him. So I did. And that's what you see. You see me zooming in on him and recording him. And he realizes that and proceeds to push his camera down into the tripod and then pick up the tripod and walk away. Turns his head to the left so I couldn't see his face, which I had already recorded. But with high 8 back in 2004, you can see the quality isn't what it is today. And I thought, well, maybe it's a guy recording me just because he thinks I was doing something nefarious, you know, the attacks on New York and the Pentagon and whatnot. So maybe they were watching me for that reason, but I decided I was going to go over there. Because when he walked away, he turned his head to the left, carried his tripod in the right hand, and went behind a building, which was the Girl Scouts of Arizona's, supposedly their home headquarters. And he went behind that building, and I got in my car, threw my tripod in the back, with the camera still attached to it, and I drove over there and didn't see anything. But I did see a security guard who was watching the parking structure. He comes walking out, and I said, did you just see a guy with a camera? And we were talking for a second, and he goes, yeah. He was recording, over above them trees or something. And I said, no, he was recording me. And I told him I was recording a UFO, and I think he was recording me recording the UFO. He says, well, he just got in his car and drove out of here like a bat out of hell. Okay. I didn't see him. The guy said it was a reddish car. And that was the spy guy incident. So what I'll do now is play the version I have here. And You can imagine what it was like to be there that day. Here we go.
He left. He moved behind the building. He didn't want me to see him, but I got him. And he's gone. I'm figuring out what to do. I thought it was Jeff Willis from, I'm gonna go over there. Should I go over there? He might be a cop or something. He might be like FBI or whatever. Maybe they're following me and seeing what I'm doing. He may have went to the shade, but I'm going over there. Stay on the phone with me because I'm gonna leave the tape running. And I'll say, hey, do you mind if I hang out here? Dude, this is weird. What?
So it was a pretty interesting story right there. Were the phones tapped? I don't know. I don't think you can tell. But some strange stuff in this life-threatening field. And if you think I'm saying that lightly, think again. People have been taken out in this field time and time again. And I don't know if I'm lucky. I don't know if I did anything wrong. I don't know if I'm just imagining everything. But whatever it is, they wanted it. Anyway, this is Rich Giordano from Goof On. Thank you for spending a few minutes here today. I'll be back very soon. And remember, if you are not looking up, you are not looking out. Have a great day.